That's right, I am back for another weekend shop update. It's been a long time. I've not been there for you and I'm sorry. Can we be friends again? So what has been going on? I've been super busy with every aspect of my life. Has been just absolutely nuts. Luckily things are slowing down in part of it and picking up in others, but I think it's gonna give me more time to get back into doing this stuff. I've been posting a lot of little shorts and things like that. I did put a video up a couple weeks ago on me making some different items. A sign for my good friend Sam and her husband Brian. An awesome couple, got married a few weeks ago. I made them the sign. I put a video up on it. Turned out great. That's my, I think at the time of posting this video, I'm at 14,000 views on that. So that was awesome. Then I made another video here on how to make this and got a couple hundred views. So I don't know. You guys are hard to figure out on the videos. So got those done. I did a little short on a burl bowl. So I got a piece of a California Redwood burl. It's an old coffee table, I'm guessing from the 70s or the 80s. It was destined for the landfill. So I got it, salvaged it. I got some offcuts here. It had like a really funky stain, not stain, but like a yellowish, maybe like a varnish or a polyurethane that just was really muting it. You can kind of see, this is where the finish was. Here's where I sanded off. You can kind of see how that varnish just was hiding all that amazing beauty right there. So I sanded off. So I made a wood bowl out of it right here. Turned out amazing. As I was turning it, I was just, I got more and more excited as I got into the core of the wood. And then I had some offcuts. So I made this little bottle opener here out of it. Camera might not focus. I'll put a video here somewhere of me outside. So I got those two things done. I got some more of that burl. I got a lot of these little offcut pieces here. Not a lot you can do with them, but it's just one of those things. This isn't the kind of wood that you can throw in the fire pit. This is stuff you save every possible little bit of. So I think I'm gonna make a bottle opener, a bottle topper for this piece here and just save the offcuts for who knows what. So got that stuff done. So the step stool project. I made a step stool for my friend Brandon's mom a couple months back. I liked it was a great project. He was real happy with it. I kind of got away and now I kind of circled back. I have someone that's really close to me that could use help getting up, stepping up into reach the cabinets or getting into the bed or whatever. So been working on design. So I came up with this design here. This is a prototype with some shitty construction grade plywood. I think this has been the way we're gonna go, a couple little tweaks. So that'll be something I'm gonna, I think, carry as a product. I think I can make it efficiently at a competitive price. So that's great. I mean, even like I was using it just in here, reaching up and getting stuff, but I think it's gonna be great. The idea, if you notice all the handles hollow and stuff like that, trying to keep it light. So someone who might not have the strength to step up might not have the strength to pick it up. So I'm trying to make it light, but it's extremely durable and strong. So working on that, and I'll have more on that in the future. The dust collector brackets. So when I first moved in here 6 or 7 months ago, I just threw the dust collector up. And then from there, you can kind of see it starts there at that vacuum, goes up here, goes over to here, comes down the wall. And I just had some shitty, cheap, thin metal that I bought at the store, just zipped into the wall. Well, it was just the vibration from the dust collector over the time and sucking the dirt through it is causing vibrations, and that caused the brackets just to fail. So I spent half a day. I got out some good white oak and come up with this design on the CNC. It's holding it like a charm. I made extra brackets just so down the road as I expand the dust collection, which I'm going to be doing pretty soon, I have the extra brackets. So I got that done. One of those shop projects I've been putting off for way too long. The round walnut table with resin. So I got this all done. This is a project I made this top a year ago maybe. I poured this resin top, this walnut with this beautiful blue resin, this deep blue, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. I just was on a whim, and then a company called, shoot, I'll put the name of the company right here. I've been dealing with their products for a while. I seen this base, I said, yep, that's the base. I went for that tabletop or the base, work with them, got that in, and I think it looks awesome. This is gonna be up for sale. Only thing I've left to do is I'm gonna give it a week. I just finished it, but now after a week of drying, it's ready for a ceramic coating on top, which will help pop those colors, but also add a whole nother layer of protection. I've been using that ceramic coating and it's been making a good difference. The Irish pub table. This table here, it's way too long to talk about what this top has been through. It was 3 different things, and this is its final form. So I had this base, the metal base there. I had that. Someone was throwing it away. A bar here in my hometown was just going to pitch it, so I took it, cleaned it up. There were some hardware issues. I fixed that up. Did a little rattle can paint on it to make it look a little nicer, and made this out of some white oak. I CNC carved the Irish design in there, filled the black resin, a couple of coats of hard wax, and then I went through and put the ceramic coat on that. So that I'm actually keeping. That I'm going to use in my shop as part of another project we'll talk about later. The deviled egg tray. So I love deviled eggs. When I go to a cookout or to a party and I see deviled eggs, my wife's always telling me, just take 2 or 3. I'm usually dumping the whole tray on my plate. So liking deviled eggs kind of took me down the road, and then whenever my wife makes deviled eggs, it's always kind of a pain to transport or display. So you want them to be separated so you can reach down. The problem is people put them all in a tray and they put them touching, and then they grab one, you got to put your fingers in them. So I came up with this idea of this tray. Hold on, I'll grab one. Here you go. So yeah, so I was looking for a way to display them, to put them out. You know, you go to these parties and you have these people that have these beautiful spreads and all these awesome Cleveland cutting boards and all these awesome Cleveland charcuterie boards. I thought, well, it'd be nice to have a Cleveland cutting board deviled egg tray. So I played around with a couple designs. My friend Mandy, I made one. The first one I made, I didn't like it. The scale was off. It was still usable. So I put on Facebook, who would like to trade a dozen eggs, deviled eggs for a tray? Mandy said, I make good deviled eggs. Made a deal with her. She brought me a dozen eggs. She got the prototype. I think I made out in the deal, but it also allowed me to fine tweak stuff. So I came up with a little bit a design that I thought was more efficient. This holds 16. Something you can prep in the kitchen. The one guy bought 2. He goes, I want to have one I can load up, take out, and then have another one ready to go, and I can rotate them back and forth. So yes, these will be on the website very, very soon. Deviled egg tray. Mahogany flags. I haven't made any batch in a while, so this is one of those things I usually do a bunch of times. So I had some mahogany, I glued up some blanks, I made 3 mahogany American flags. These are things I really like making. All 3 are gone. So my good friend Grizz out in a beautiful state of Idaho, he called and said, man, I need one of those. So boom, boxed it up with some other goodies. I threw in for him. He's a good guy, great friend. Shipped them out to him in Idaho. He's probably hanging that in his brand new home. I'm honored when people do that kind of stuff. The other one I donated to the Vermilion Police Department fundraiser. I'll put the information right here. I think that's coming up pretty soon. But I'll put the date here and the information so you can go to that and then take a chance. If you're looking for one, you can buy it. And then the third one I had up for sale, and then I'm like, you know what, screw it, and I hung it up in the building here, so for display. So, but that's something I can make out. I'll probably batch out some more in the near future. So that's one of those things. To make just one, it's not cost effective. To make 3, knock them all out in a batch, it makes it more efficient. It helps me keep the cost down on those. So if you're looking for an American flag, you want something to show your patriotism, something that's subtle but still beautiful, these are a great way to do that. The cherry bowl giveaway. On my last video, I tried a little experiment. I told everybody I had a little rock and I put on there, you win, and I hid the rock. I gave a clue. The clue was you could see the rock from the library window, meaning if you find this rock, you bring it to me and I will give you this cherry bowl. This is the first cherry bowl I turned here in the shop. This piece of cherry came from a friend's house on a resin road, a tree that was cut down and dried. Just a nice bowl / platter. It's got a food safe finish on it. Really cool grain pattern in there. Kind of hard to see.
Dana Lazuski.
Call you back, Dana. Really hard. Still recording? Yeah, still recording. Anyway, yeah, so yesterday, or maybe the day before, my brain's not working clearly right now. I went to check on the marker and it's gone. Never heard from anybody. So I don't know if someone just found it and decided to throw it in their fish tank or what, but at the same time, I only got 1 or 2 people that were even like interested in it. So we kind of did a squash. So I'm not sure. I still want to give this away because this is the very first bowl I made here in the shop. So it's got some significance, but it's a nice, this is, like I said, food safe. You want to put a salad in there. You want to throw some fruit. American cherry, locally harvested here in town. So I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with that still. Let's see. The entertainment center. So my wife and I, my wife's been bugging me, not bugging me, she's asked me nicely for a couple years to make her a new floating entertainment center. So it's one of those projects I've been pushing off. I found some time. The one we had was nothing wrong with it, but it just was big and it was bulky, took up a lot of space, it's kind of outdated. So I got some beautiful Baltic birch plywood and I figured out a way, once again, to make it efficiently. So I made this, got it hung up. It's got the sliding drawers, it's got some cubbies, room on top. The nice thing is it's nice and open on the bottom. The whole thing's hung from a French cleat. I still gotta go back through a couple little tweaks. When I made it, I wasn't sure how I was gonna run the wires. So I set it up, marked it, now I'm gonna pull it back off and then re-drill for the wires to try and hide all that. I'm gonna run the wires behind in the wall so it's nice and clean. That's that modern look. Try and talk her into buying a new TV so I can have that TV here, but we'll see how that goes. So the entertainment center, and true to fashion, someone goes, hey, that looks awesome. Can you make me one? I said, well, send me some dimensions. That's not a thing I think I'm gonna batch out, but that's something I'm gonna offer on a custom scale because everyone's TVs, you don't want, our TV is a 70 something inch TV. So if you had a 50 inch, that might look too big. And so that's something we can make here in the shop for you, but we're only gonna do them, I think, on the custom size, I think. Let's see. Kalahari. So if you're not from Northern Ohio, there's Kalahari water parks, resorts, hotels all around the country. A family-owned business. I've done a few projects for them. They call me up and they need some woodworking done. I think this is my third or fourth, but they gave me a call. They had these 20-foot long dining room or conference room tables, beautiful tables. Veneer. They're veneer, but they're exotic wood veneer with a nice solid hardwood mahogany base around it. And what happened was they rent these two rooms out, these two 20-foot tables, and people will have meetings there. They'll take like a hot coffee pot and they'll set it right on top of the veneer, or they'll take like a pizza box for the meeting and set it in the veneer. Well, that caused a bunch of like smoky, the people who made it did a good job, but they used a heavy showroom finish that I call showroom finish, like a spray-on polyurethane. The problem with that, it just sits on top and then the steam gets in there and it gets below the wood and it causes a problem. So what I did was I went in there with my 11-inch sander. I sanded it down as close as I could to bare wood. You gotta be really careful because that's veneer and it's an exotic wood veneer. There's no way to fix it. You blow through the veneer, that's it. So I went there, I expressed my concerns. They said, do the best you can. It took me, I think I've got over 40 hours in these two tables of sanding. So I sanded down, got it nice and even. I got below the smoky cloudiness and I went back with a Osmo hard wax finish, 2 coats of that. Let that sit for a week. I went back and I did the ceramic coating on the entire table. That'll help protect that. And then the trick to keeping that from happening in the future is trivets. Let me show you an example of a trivet. So these are 2 items that'll be on the website here in the near future. There's 2 I offer. This is the hexagon one. I forget how big this is. I don't know, 10 inches, maybe 9 inches. So this is one, and this is actually, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see it's got grooves going fluid. This is the thing, and the grooves are nice because it helps the airflow around your pot. And what this does is you put this on a table, you put your hot coffee pot on there, you put your pizza box on there, or you put on your casserole dish or whatever it is, your hot plate, and that'll help save it. Then the other sign we have is, this is the handled one. These still need to be sanded and finished, but this one you can display. Same thing, it's got the curved grooves going all the way through it that allows the airflow, and this is nice because you can have it hanging right by your stove. Take it out, put the casserole dish on there, it's gonna save your countertop. So I've had a couple of chefs and caterers reach out to me about these. They're liking these because they're going to customers' houses and they wanna be able to put something down that's nice. Now a lot of times they'll use like a towel or they use like a rag or an actual, like a pot holder. The problem with that is that moisture and that heat, the steam, goes into that towel and then dissipates into the tables because all you're doing is trapping it in and trapping that moisture under the table. That's why the trivets are the way to go. So those will be available on the website too in these 2 styles. I wasn't sure I made a bunch of different sizes and these are the most popular ones, so these are what we're gonna go with. The Walnut Riverfall desk. So I made this a few months ago. I started it when I first moved in here and just been working on bits and pieces and got it all done. So if you look right here, this is one ginormous slab of walnut that I cut at a miter and I folded it down. So if you look, the grain goes and runs down, all natural edge. It's got a little natural split there during the drying process. It split on 2 ends. I hand inlaid the Dutchman, the bow tie Dutchman, did a resin fill. This has got 2 coats of hard wax finish, and it's also got the ceramic coating. And then I put a little iPhone charger right there, so you can set your iPhone or your device on there and wireless charging. This is for sale. This is $3,000. It's available. I'm actually working on a separate website to start selling furniture on that'll hopefully go up before the holidays, but I'm doing a separate little item, trying to separate Cleveland cutting board, kitchen stuff, and then general woodworking things as well. So working on that, but that's available right now, and that is for sale. I think that's pretty much, I think that's pretty much it. I'm looking down my list here. I mean, there's actually a million little things I've done, but not to bore you. I'm trying to keep these videos under 15 minutes. I see once they go over 15 minutes, the viewership declines fast. So that's what I'm working on. And that leads us into dumb shit people say to small business owners. I had a lady reach out to me and she wanted me to laser engrave a tumbler for her. And I said, sure. She goes, well, I just started my new business. It was a house cleaning business. She goes, I'd like to have a nice Yeti tumbler to take to me in my, to have my logo on it, my name on it. And then when I go to house cleaning, I know I have the logo, then maybe I can order more down the road to give the clients. I said, sure, send me your logo and I will get one made for you. Well, I don't, I said it's 15 bucks. It's 10 bucks to do one side. If you want to do two sides, it's only $15 per cup. And she goes, well, I said, well, send me your logo. And as long as the logo can drop right into the software, be right converted, it's not a problem. If it's something I have to take and do some time on, there's a fee for that. She goes, well, I don't have the logo yet. I said, oh. She said, but can you make me one? I said, sure. Well, I said, the way I do my designs is there's a consulting, that's free. And then from there, it's a $500 fee. That's how it starts. It's $500. What that gets you is 3 meetings and 3 designs. So basically what we'll do is we'll meet and you'll tell me what you want. I'll go back to my office. I'll get in the computers. I'll do 3 designs based on that. I'll send you those 3 designs. We'll get together. We'll meet. You'll pick out which one of those designs you want, which direction you want me to go with it. And then we'll come back the 3rd time once it's all said and done. Once you sign off on it based on what you told me to do, I told her, then we'll engrave it. Now there's a cost that's on top of it. Then that's your logo. You own that logo. But you told me to be $15. Now you're telling me it's $515. I said, no, it could be more. Depends on how much we go back and forth. She goes, well, I can't afford that. So then go design your own logo. Come back to me with that logo. And I don't have to do any extra work but the engraving, and it'll be $15 for your logo. Well, I called around and these graphic designers want thousands of dollars.
Licensing reimagined.
I offered it for $500. Professional marketing firm wants a couple thousand, or you can just make up your own logo. I don't care. So people don't understand the value of your time as a small business owner. I've talked to a lot of small business owners, and one friend is a carpenter, and he's like, yeah, I'm getting calls. People want me to go to their house 3-4 times to discuss a deck they might want to get built. They don't realize all that's doing is taking my time. I can't, you tell me what you want, I'll build it for you. So keep that in mind. In all business, in all aspects of life, not just business, people's time is very valuable. So keep that in mind. With that being said, that is it. I am working on a couple of things right now. I'm working on, over here is a conference table build. It's some walnut slabs. I was going to do a river pour down the middle. I don't think I'm going to. That's been sitting there for 3 days, and I'm just going to keep walking around it and keep playing around with some ideas. Get that done. I have another round table right there. You can kind of see. I have a nice base for that I got planned. Right here behind me, I got a slab that's going to be for a council table for an entryway. If someone needs that for when you walk into their business, they want a nice eye-popping table with something to put business cards on and different things. They want a wood base on it, so I'm still walking around trying to figure out the design on that. They kind of give me a lot of carte blanche as far as, is that right, carte blanche? Give me a lot of freedom on the design, so I'm working on that. And then I got some other shop videos. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a full-blown build video. I think I have the time to do a full-blown build video on this
music licensing
hall council
reimagined.
Anyway, that's it. I am going to try and do these every week now that we got enough going on. I'm freed up in the shop, but I have stuff out there I have other business to do that's not shop related, which should give me time to knock out some more videos for you. I got some great response on the videos. If you're not on YouTube, well, obviously you're on YouTube because you're watching this. I've been putting a lot of fun shorts up, so make sure you check those out. Anyway, be sure to like and subscribe. If you need anything done, let me know. Right now, there's a very short week. We're wrapping up wedding season, so if you need a wedding gift, whether it be a cutting board or some tumblers or the signs. The signs have been a big hit for, like I did the one for Brian and Sammy, and it turned out awesome, and it got a great response. People at the wedding were like, hey, I have a wedding coming up. Can I get one of those? So I passed a lot of business cards. So hit me up. And then also, Christmas is coming. I don't want to rush summer, even though it's been cold here. Christmas is coming up. Get those holiday orders in now. So now is the time to get some holiday orders in. So anyway, that is it. Everyone have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week, hopefully.